Number 3, P depends on nothing, so we can start and draw P. Call him number 1. Q depends on P, so Q can't happen without P. OR doesn't depend on anything, so we can start OR, and S depends on OR, so we go OR down in this direction. We'll change Q to a 3 and OR to a 2. T depends on Q and U depends on S and T. So S and T need to converge for U to happen, and S depends on OR and T depends on Q, so we need them to converge. There's the fourth node. So from for T dependent on Q, so we've T here, and depending on OR was S, and just double checking S and T converge for U to happen. So U can happen and V can only happen if U happens. So we have a fifth one. They do take a bit of practice to get used to how to kind of visualize what's happening. Can OR be completed before Q? Well, OR can be completed before Q because it doesn't depend on anything. So yes, it's the answer here. Now they start giving examples of them being kind of a dishwasher or some sort of activity. We're asked to draw the activity network, so clean food off plates doesn't depend on anything. So let's start with A. A can happen. B, load the machine depends on A, and C, put the tablet in the machine depends on A as well. So B and C look like they can happen. I don't see any convergence yet, so if A happens, B can happen. And C can happen. And then D depends on C. Close the tablet drawer. So D depends on C, and B depends on E, and D and E converge. So we need D and E to converge. So from D comes from C, and E comes from B, and we need them to converge. So D depended on C, D and E depended on B, and then F can happen if D and E converge. And that's the fifth. And G can happen if you unload the machine. So this is the activity network for number 4.